happy that you're here. And actually, we're doing this project together. So if you have any feedback or any ideas, I'll be happy to hear from you to improve it, because basically I have no idea what I'm doing. Just kidding. Yeah. So the project could go anywhere and anyway. And the idea of the project is actually to teach and learn from each other. I know we do like seminars, and we do like learning from I don't know, book writers and gurus. But the thing is, like, I started working with teachers 2 years ago, and I've learned that teachers are amazing. Yeah, our colleagues are amazing. You really do amazing things, and you can teach each other. We can teach each other a lot. But also there is one interesting thing that I experienced, that as a student, like being taught in a certain way, we can also learn a lot. You can, for example, there is this activity I usually do with my students. But when some teacher did it with me, I realized, I'm not sure I like it anymore. I'm not sure it works, because as a student, I could see that I could easily avoid the new vocabulary. Yeah, and basically it was not practice. Yeah, so you can see what to tweak, what to change in your teaching when you are being taught as a student. So if you agree with me, you can smile and nod, or actually there are also some features when you click the participants thing on the menu. There are like some things like you can say no, or you can raise a hand. So you can also show, give some feedback, non-verbal online feedback to the teacher. So you can use this tool too. So yeah, today I just wanted to meet you all in present, because for me, it's hard. I like working with people, but when you have so many groups, it's just usually emails, and the emails are about, I didn't get the link, or like, did the payment work? Yeah, so it's not the best part of the job, but still it's rather important. So I just wanted to see you in person and say a few things about the project. Yeah, first of all, you know, we work with the book, Outcomes Advanced. Yes, it's the second edition. It's the colorful one with pictures. And I know that you're an online group, and you need a PDF copy for a teacher. It's okay. You can't teach without it online, but I will really appreciate if this, as a student, as teachers, you buy the hard copy. Yeah, I buy the one without any online codes. Yeah, like just the cheapest student's book without any online access to any platforms, because it's just additional practice, and that practice wasn't supervised, like was a bit supervised, but wasn't designed by Hugh and Andrew, so why bother? Yeah, so the online thing is just extra activities, and but we already have the vocabulary builder for free there, so I would say go with the basic book. As for the teacher's book, I also have it here. I can't say that from my experience of teaching that we do need it all the time. Yeah, because you know, we have all the answers on the website, like for free. You can download the answers for the advanced book. I feel that I need it, yeah, sometimes to check with the answers when I'm the teacher. That's why I'm studying with the group. Yeah, but basically the idea is the teacher's book has the answers, which you can download online for free legally on the website. And it has some ideas for teaching, but turns out to be we're so creative, we don't need other writers' ideas. So, I mean, if you want to buy, you can buy it, or maybe when you're a teacher and you're not sure of something, you can send me a message in advance, and I can, for example, send you some pages. Or you can buy the book, which is also perfectly fine. I think we started, maybe with your group, we started to discuss the speed, how fast you can work through the book. So I think you're quite fast. You're on pages 17 or 18. Am I correct? Yeah? Yeah. I see.
Is it really fast?
No,
Are you
so
serious?
It's the same. No, I think we're all groups who are doing the same. We're at the same speed. Yeah. For some reason, maybe the Thursday group is a bit faster. Yeah, but when I was a teacher in my group, I realized that for me it's one spreadsheet for about 4 lessons. And after these 4 lessons, I got a bit worried. It's like 2 pages in a month, like seriously.
Yeah.
And I asked my colleagues for feedback, and basically the feedback I got, like, we didn't have enough time to practice the vocabulary.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. you could spend quite a lot here. And I mean, we're not in a rush. So I mean, you can decide it. Okay, so if there is some singing somewhere, yeah, please turn your sound off. Yeah, it's it's a nice no. 1st of September. Eleanor, I think it's
I
sound off, please. Yeah, thank you. Super. Yeah, so we're not in a rush. You can choose the comfortable pace for you. You can discuss it as a group, because as a student, I also don't feel. I mean, I'm all right with this speed. Eleanor, still your music. Sorry. So the music wants to be heard, yeah. So that's why it's turning itself on. So I mean, that's how you feel. But for me, like a month for a spreadsheet is all right. But we can discuss it with Andrew. But Andrew is also like is not the one who hurries and all the time. So I think he would agree with us. One technical thing, yeah, we are like the teachers are just also participants in the group, yeah. So something can come up, I don't know, or it's autumn, colds, flus, and everything. So if the teacher can't come for some reason, I suggest you don't cancel the lesson. You can, I'm sure you can organize a group learning process on your own, and this also can be an interesting experience. Okay, so we don't cancel the lessons, or in case of emergency, you can try and call me and see maybe I can do something too. Each group has a moderator, just in case for some, I don't know, urgent questions. It's Lilia in your group. Thank you very much for your help. Yeah, the moderator, usually if I have some news, I try to send emails, but you see, they get to spam or some people don't receive them. So for me, the fastest way to communicate is like to send messages directly to moderators, and then they inform the group. And also I have a colleague, Anya Yermyagina, yeah, who is in the chats, and you've met her online. Yeah, she also helps me with the information and organizing the process. So apart from the lessons, yeah, which like you've had only lessons in summer, yeah, but now we're going to have webinars, and it's like not exactly webinars because it will be in Zoom. So the first meetup, yeah, we were having with Andrew Walkley, and we'll see how it works, yeah, how many people come, but it's going to be actually, anyway, it's going to be a small group of people, so please be ready to ask questions, don't be shy, and I invite you to participate actively. And it wasn't planned, but Andrew, like, I think I asked him for the webinar before I'd heard that he's coming to Moscow for the seminar in October. But at Dmitry Nikitin School, they prepared some promo codes for discounts for us. So, and I will tell you about this after the webinar and send you the promo code. We also, who did receive any emails from me yesterday? By the show of hands. Any emails? No, because I thought I sent 3 because my CRM system decided to send just a half of the first one I wanted to send you, and I was like, what? Yeah, so I sent 1 more, and then like the general information email, and then I sent you a private for your group. Please check spam, but if there is nothing in spam, please send me a message. We'll need to sort it out just for you, to keep you informed. And there is one more resource, one more place for us to communicate. One more platform is a Facebook group, which usually doesn't fail, updates and posts all the messages. So please join the Facebook group, the closed one, the small one only for us. And I invite you to actively participate there. We'll start discussing the book, we'll start discussing the exercises, the techniques, because basically when discussing, we can become better teachers and learn something from each other. And also all the schedule, all the links and everything will be on Facebook too. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe you have some questions. Just one more thing. Yeah, just wanted to, about the idea of the project, yeah, that we can experiment here. I like the lexical approach. You might not like it, you might not know about it, you might want to learn about it. Yeah, so basically the teacher has this amazing opportunity to experiment, to try something we can't maybe try on our students, or yeah, here when I was a teacher, like I did, for example, I didn't wait till the end of the lesson for feedback. Yeah, sometimes like I did an exercise and I really felt that I want feedback now. Yeah, so the structure of the lesson might be a bit different from what you normally have with your students, and I think it's all right. Yeah, because the idea is to learn, and the feedback for the teacher is optional. We are not giving it if the teacher doesn't ask for it. Yeah, so after each lesson, you can organize it the way you like, the way you want. It can be oral or written or a Google form, and then we'll design. Actually, yeah, I invite you all to collaborate on this together and to create like a feedback form for the teachers. I started this post on Facebook, and also in October we're going to have an online meetup with Natalia Ladygina. If you know her, wave at me. Oh yes, she's a CELTA. Yeah, great. She's a CELTA trainer. She's from Rostov-on-Don, but she's currently working in Austria. Yeah, and she's a CELTA trainer, so she knows how to give feedback and how to learn from the feedback. So we're going to have a meetup, and she will provide us with some guidance and on how to give feedback. This will be in October. So thank you very much. I wish you all good luck. I'd like to stay for the introduction part, if you don't mind, if the teacher doesn't mind.
Yeah, I think I should have a plan B, because I didn't expect any new people for today. That's why probably we should start with a short icebreaker that I usually organize with my students, because it seems we don't know each other and there's no reason to start the lesson in the middle of the book. Hope you agree. So can you hear me well? Is that okay? Yeah, okay, lovely. Yeah, if you don't mind, the first task will be for a couple of minutes to work individually and then as a whole class. So the task will be the following. The activity, you might know it well, is called one lie, two truth. Two truth, one lie. So the idea is that you write 3 sentences, 3 facts about you so that we could know you better. One of them is a lie, 2 of them are true facts about your life. Okay, so can I get a bit of feedback from you? How many sentences do you write?
3.
Yeah. How many of them are true? Okay, exactly. Yeah. As soon as you're ready, just wave your hand.
Are we to write them in the chat?
No. It's just for you not to forget, because sometimes, if you create a lie, you may forget it's a lie.
Yeah, this can happen.
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I know. Yeah, some people are writing. So I think we can switch on the microphones, because there can be some nice guesses. Are there any volunteers to start, or shall I be the model first? Oh, okay, Lillian, nice.
Yeah, I think it would be better if you are the model.
Yeah. It's just to show the idea how it works. Yeah. So your job is simple. You just need to guess which sentence is a lie, and you'll get some true facts about me, and probably we'll learn some new information about me. Okay. So sentence number 1. I always cycle to work since May till October. True. There was a loss. Number 2, I've got a lovely fluffy dog that I adore. And number 3, I've been to the UK more than 5 times because of different reasons: education, conferences, tourism.
The second one is lie. I
Oh,
vote
wow.
for the second one.
Yeah, why do you think it's a lie? Yeah,
Don't know.
I do love animals.
I don't remember seeing a dog on Facebook.
Do you
I
remember
think
seeing
not-
a bicycle?
I think number 3 is a lie. You've been to the UK, but not more than 5 times.
Oh, actually I have.
Lucky you.
Oh, not me. Yeah, but that's, I wouldn't say it's like it's
So
like
you
expensive.
you cycle to work, but not for so long time.
Yeah, I do actually. I don't drive a car. I don't have any. We've got one car, but that's for my husband. Yeah, and I do cycle, and I've got a lovely blue bike. And while it's okay, I mean the weather is okay. Yeah, I do that. All right. So the nice guess was from Lilia. Congratulations. I do have a pet, but it's a lovely fluffy cat.
Oh,
Nice.
So it's tricky. Yeah, and volunteer. So Lilia, you wanted?
Okay, I'll continue. I worked as a lawyer for about 8 years. I like teaching adults, and I studied in Great Britain for 1 year.
Number 30 is a lie, because you never.
Ah, well, Alyona,
No,
yeah.
yeah, that's a bit tricky. All right.
I've never been to Great Britain, actually.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. I think we discussed the lexical lab. The opportunity to go there to study. Why not? Okay, who would like to be the next?
Alyona. The
Okay,
person
Yeah,
who guessed.
Alyona, the person who guessed.
so sounds good. Well, the first one, I have a cat. Second is I was born in Russia, and the third one is my best friend is from Poland.
Yeah, I know the answer. Yeah, just can
I
we?
think number 1 is a lie.
Yeah, number 2 is a lie.
Number 2 is a lie.
Oh, yeah,
I was
Alyona
From
born
was.
Russia?
No, I think you were born in Russia. Then you moved to Canada.
I'm sure she was born in Russia.
None.
Oh, you don't have a cat.
You were not born in Russia.
That's difficult.
No cats. Yeah, you don't. Alyona doesn't have a cat.
Yeah, yes. I don't have a cat because I always travel. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I kept in mind.
Yeah,
when I
and
was
how old
trained.
were you when you moved to another country, Alyona?
Well, the first time I moved when I was 18, and then I went back
Okay.
to
Yeah,
Russia.
I somehow thought you're not from Russia. Okay.
Yeah, no, I was
Continue.
born Russia.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you see. All right. Any more? Who guessed
So-
correctly about the cat? Maria?
I did.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. I can speak a little Romanian. I do yoga 3 times a week, and I recently visited Korea.
Oh, Korea.
Oh, the third one.
Yoga.
Maybe I've never been in
The first-
Korea.
Where
She
do you
could be
think?
yoga
No,
because
I
she's
think
slim.
Yeah, yoga is fine for Maria, I think.
yeah, but she looks like a yoga person. Maybe that's why it's a lie.
Korea.
Fine.
Korea is lie.
Three.
You just go with
No,
Tell us she was in China.
I went to Korea in May, to Shanghai and to Korea and to China.
Yeah, then yoga.
I told you. Yeah, Alyona, you're correct. I don't do yoga at all.
You look
Like
like-
God.
You look like.
That's interesting. So,
Yeah.
anybody else?
Okay, maybe me.
All right. So that's Yulia. Yeah.
My name is Yulia. I'm new here. And 3 facts about me. I speak English, Spanish, and German. I run a business, absolutely not connected with ELT. And I've never been to karaoke.
I know. Okay, I won't tell you because I know.
Think
You have never been in karaoke.
Karaoke is a lie.
Karaoke.
Karaoke
I
is a lie.
think it's true. No?
I have never been to karaoke. I've never. but I like it someday. So 1 or 2?
Karaoke.
No, number one. I think it's number
I've
one.
never been there.
One.
I think it's number 1.
Number one.
Yeah, that's number 1. I don't speak German. I tried learning it. I tried to learn it, but I don't speak it in the end.
It was a tricky sentence because you speak English and you speak Spanish, but at the same time it was German. You couldn't
Yeah,
guess.
maybe it was a bit tricky.
It was tricky actually.
Yeah,
Because it was part of true and not true.
Yes.
yeah. Can I ask a follow-up question? Yeah, and Julia, are you aware of the fact that we are going to teach each other? So just in a row. I mean, once it will be your turn to teach. So if you're not a teacher of English, are you sure you'll be able to?
I am a teacher.
Oh, you are, yeah.
And I have another one.
All right. So you're a teacher and you have a business not related to any language teaching. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. All right. Is that a secret, your business?
No, that's actually accounting outsourcing.
Okay.
That's my mom's business, but now I have to deal with it somehow.
Yeah. I was sure number 2 is true because you have a lesson from account. Business women have lessons from account. Yeah. Yeah, that's based on my experience teaching business. Okay. Anybody else who had a nice guess about number 1?
Maybe me?
All
Can
right.
you hear me?
Yeah, we can. That's Eleonora. That's.
Thank you very much, because I had some problems with my microphone. Okay, so I run my own English school. I have a run 2 times a week in the morning, and it takes me 2 hours to take my children to school every day.
Yeah.
The
2
third
hours.
one.
Yeah, that's. I would never agree to do that in my life.
An hour and a half. But not, it takes me about an hour. Yes, so it's not a lie, but it's not a complete truth.
Okay.
I really take my children to school in Moscow, and there are terrible traffic jams.
Yeah. And do you
Especially
live?
today.
Yeah. Do you live on the outskirts, away in the suburbs, or?
Yeah, I live in the suburb, and it's Mutishia. So it's not far from Moscow, but it's time-consuming.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. Do you drive?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Cycling is not an option. Okay.
It's not very comfortable to cycle in a traffic jam.
Yeah, I think it was too obvious. And yeah, it's like when you say I flew to the moon twice a year. Yeah, that might be really obvious for some people. So if you have any obvious lies, think before you say a sentence. All right. Who would like to be the next?
I can.
Okay, Yana.
No. I've never been to the USA. I speak Spanish fluently. I was born in Mozambique, in Africa.
Oh
God.
Mozambique.
So Spanish might be the wrong thing.
Yeah, fluent. Yeah, Spanish.
I think you've never been to the USA.
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás?
Uh-oh.
No, it's true. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish.
Oh, but yeah, how did it happen? You were born in Mozambique.
My father worked there.
Was he a military man or something?
No, he's
A diplomat.
meteorologist.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, you see, we've been working for a few months, but we didn't know that. That's really interesting. Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the next one. Any new people?
Okay, let me.
Okay.
Hello, everybody, and I have 3 sentences about me. In 3 days' time, I believe, and I'm pretty sure that I will have a nice stroll in Pompeii, not far from Vesuvia. The second sentence, I hate cats. And the third is every morning I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and cycle for about 10 kilometers.
Yeah,
The third
cycling,
one.
cycling is a true thing. Yeah, there's a cycle.
Yeah, we know that. You
Oh, yeah?
cycle.
I didn't know that.
And
you
5
don't hate
o'clock too.
cats.
Sorry, but 5 o'clock too. I can't sleep more than just my natural habit. 5 o'clock, hello the world.
Oh,
The same as
A miracle morning. You can have a miracle morning.
Miracle. I try to make it miracle. The weather is good in Moscow.
You don't hate cats, do you?
I don't. I love cats. I adore them.
Okay, so it's true about your your trip.
Yeah,
where are you going?
I'm flying to Napoli on the 5th of September.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
You're
Can we
going to
jump
have
into a pocket?
Please do.
but in a suitcase.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Marina. Anybody else who had a nice guess?
Okay.
All right. So, and your name is Polina.
Polina, yes. I'm also new here. Hello, everyone. So my sentence is, I had a 5-year gap in teaching. I was born in Moscow, but live in Perm. And I have 2 nice, wonderful cats.
We don't know you, first of all, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't have any gaps in teaching?
Oh, I had.
You had a 5-year gap. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you live in Perm now, or do you still live in Moscow?
In Perm.
Oh. The last
The first one.
No,
You
the
didn't-
last
Okay, cats again. No cats.
no cat.
2 dogs.
2 dogs.
Or 2 kids.
But the way she described cats, that was quite, I believe.
Yeah.
I also mentioned the lovely fluffy dog. That's really. Okay, so it's the last one. You don't have a cat, or
No, I have cats.
No, Moscow. You're not from
Not
Moscow.
3, but 1.
So the second one was false because I wasn't born in Moscow. I was born in Perm. I lived in Perm.
Okay. So I know Yulia Kudryavtseva from Perm. Do you know Yulia Kudryavtseva? One of the British Council trainers now. And have you had CELTA? Because I know your government has organized CELTA courses for all teachers in Perm.
It was only for school teachers.
You are not.
What a blessing happened
Yeah,
in
it was
Perm.
really actually, yeah, feel envious for Perm teachers and Perm students. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah. So you couldn't participate, right?
No.
And do you work in a language school or run your own business? Yeah, you're a teacher-trainer.
Now I'm like online teacher and I work at the university, but I don't teach English. I teach management and so.
Yeah, do you teach it in English?
No, English.
Okay. All right. Who comes next? Volunteers or victims?
I can continue.
Okay, and that's Natalie.
Yes, my name is Natalie, and I'm a newcomer here. So the first fact, I studied linguistics online, and I defended my thesis online. The second,
Where do you, sorry.
I come from Rostov-on-Don. So it's my hometown. I was born here, but it has nothing to do with our fact. And the second fact, I live in a semi-detached house with 3 cats. And the last one, I've been teaching for 12 years.
Yeah. Semi-detached.
You don't semi-detached house.
It's detached.
I do detached. Okay, I do live in such a type of houses.
Probably you haven't been teaching for 12 years.
That's true.
Or less.
And
Less for 10 years.
Yeah, can I ask a personal question? It seems your surname is Milan.
Milan.
Is that what's the relation to that famous Italian city?
My family, I guess. It's just my father's name. My first name is Nathalie. I've got a French name officially, and the last name is Milan. So
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, but have you ever tried to find out why you've got such an interesting surname? No.
No, I couldn't trace it back. That's why I just failed to do so.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that's interesting.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, the next one. Irina, maybe you?
Yeah, okay. I have 3 sisters. That's why I'm so easygoing person, and yeah, and love family, enjoy having kids and everything. I've been to Honduras.
To where?
Honduras.
Honduras.
That's the best country in the world, you know.
They have the Independence Day sometimes in
Where is
September.
it?
It's America.
It's America.
Latin America, yeah.
Honduras, we say in Russian.
Yeah, at least
Yeah, we got it.
And last is I don't eat pork.
Don't,
the last one.
yeah, this is true.
I
Actually.
don't eat pork.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
true,
it's
Irina.
true about pork. I agree.
How?
What about Honduras?
I think you've been there on an internship or something like that, no?
Yeah, you don't have 3 sisters, dear.
No, I don't.
I agree, yeah.
Don't look like.
Yeah, there's only one.
Yeah.
That was discussed in the chat, yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah, can you expand a bit more on your Honduras story?
Honduras experience.
Well, I love traveling and I love when it's not expensive. That's why once I tried doing volunteering, going on volunteering projects, and I loved it. And well, now I can say that I used to do volunteering trips. And the first one was Honduras. We built a school there.
From plastic? From plastic?
No. Materials were natural. We used mud. We made bricks out of mud, and we would carry them to the spot where the walls were building.
To the building site.
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
So, was it an Isaac internship? Are you an Isaac alumna?
No. I just searched it and found that
right.
that I can enroll.
Was it safe?
No. Irina is with us.
It's country with the highest rate of crime. And no, that wasn't. But I was surrounded with sweet, nice people, and the people who were there, they were Americans mostly. Americans love doing volunteering, and actually, there was a girl, Ukrainian girl, so I had kind of soulmate who could speak Russian with me.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Irina. Yeah, that was really interesting, I think. So, yeah, great. Okay, can I ask one more? Is that Lilia again?
Yes, I'm Lilia. I'm another newcomer here. So hello, everyone. So the first fact is I've never been to English-speaking countries, even though I travel quite a lot. I have several kids and several pets, and I've never worked at school.
We didn't see your eyes while you were talking.
Yeah, you haven't been to English.
I would never call my kids several kids.
Yeah, I felt the same.
Yeah,
that's
subtle
something.
Yeah, I would never say that. That's absolutely dishonest sentence.
I do have.
I think it's about English-speaking countries. I think you haven't been to an English-speaking country.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah.
So the second one.
Yeah, can we have a round to Anita? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have actually 3 activities, so it's like the same pattern. I once went swimming, we can say so, in the fountain.
Mhm.
Number 2, I once performed in a play in Spain as part of a street theater. And number 3, I went skydiving, but only once in my life because one time was enough.
Skydiving is true.
Skydiving is false, I think.
Somebody said it's true. Somebody said it's false.
Yeah, number 3 is false.
Because fountain, I think there was a post on Facebook about it. I think.
No, I would never post about that. I wanted to, but I thought, okay, I have a, I'm not sure. And it wasn't in Russia. It wasn't when the wedding. So. Yeah. Yeah, so the fountain is true. Yeah. No, it was in Switzerland, and actually in the province of Basel, it's a legal thing to do because it's very hot in the summer. So they have these fountains with clean water. It's basically like huge swimming pool, not like tiny swimming pools, but like really huge. And you can, have a beer, put it in the cold water, put yourself in the same cold water, and enjoy the company. So people of all the ages do that. I love the country. It's amazing. So skydiving or street theater in Spain?
Skydiving. I think you've told us something about the theater or festival or something like that.
Yeah, I did some volunteer work in Spain, and my first project was actually like to have a play and to send this ecological message. So we had donkeys, and we traveled with the donkeys in the villages of Sierra Norte, which is a bit north of Madrid, and we performed a street play there. So.
And did donkeys help you to carry things, or what was the?
No, because they are very gentle. We had to carry everything ourselves. Yeah, but the donkey for Spain is like for us, our traditional farm animal is a cow. It's like a symbol of the country life, of prosperous country life. And for them, it's a donkey because they used to have donkeys in each family, like 50 years ago, and now children don't even know what the donkey looks like. So.
Oh.
That's why we had donkeys, just maybe to take pictures with them. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you reminded me of one story. My daughter was thinking. My younger daughter she thought that chocolate milk comes from brown and white cows. Yeah, that's only them give chocolate milk. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. It's
I heard that somewhere, and I thought it was a joke.
No, that was she was really like 2 or 3 years old, and look, that's the cow that gives that chocolate milk. Yeah, because we do travel a lot by car, and yeah, when you travel by car, you see lots of farm animals, all sort of. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. I think it was helpful because we.
Sorry, I'm really sorry. One tiny thing I always forget. It's very important, but I forget. Can we take a group selfie? It's just like if you don't want to be in a selfie, you can turn your camera off, and if you want to be, you smile into the camera. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we just if you want any photos, you just can print screen the print screen button, press it, and you've got the print screen of the screen.
Yeah. Just first, I need to ask the people if somebody doesn't want to do that.
We usually make the recording, and this meeting is also recorded at the moment. Yeah, it's being recorded, and if you need to see it later, or if there are people who are missing the lesson, that's an opportunity to have a look at it.
And how can we get to the recording in the future?
Can you invite the participants to Google Classroom? That's a very good option, because that's one place where
I need emails. I need emails.
No, you can just give them the code, the joining code. You don't need their emails.
Yes, but sometimes I tried it with other people. It didn't work. Yes, I will give a code, but someone who has the access to the video should download video into the Google Classroom.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
now loading on my
I'll
computer.
type in the chat the code of the Google Classroom. No problem.
Yeah, the only there's one condition that makes it work. All people who join the Google Classroom should have Google account. That's why probably some people can't join in.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, no,
I believe
that's
that I believe that everyone.
no, only Google account. That should be the Gmail account.
Okay,
yeah.
I had such problems. So the most reliable, probably because some people don't understand how to download Google Classroom application, and the most reliable way is to just give me emails, and I send by emails the. If you don't want to put your email into the comment chat, you can send it in the privately. But I'll try to do both way. It's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
For me, it doesn't difference. I'm not going to write you letters all the time and send.
I will.
Yeah, and Denita, do you know the time for the meeting with Andrew Walkley?
I hope I do. It's 4 p.m. Moscow time, and it's going to be for about an hour or an hour and a half. But if you can't, I mean, I do hope you can come. But anyway, it will be recorded, and I will upload the video, and I will upload all the webinars and meetups to our Facebook group. So it will be available to everybody who's in the group.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so can I maybe again have a short show of hands if new people have read the text that my colleagues read last lesson? I mean, from the students' book, because the whole lesson is based on the text, the reading text. Have you? That's page 19, I think, or no? You haven't probably. You have no idea what we've done so far, right?
No, I didn't put it in the email. No.
I'm afraid no, because I was in another group. I must confess that your group is much faster because we stopped at page number. We finished only the first unit. Haven't we finished the first unit?
Yeah, we didn't skip any lessons every Monday.
No, we neither, but we're a bit slower. So, so yeah, this can be a tell your partner everything about the text activity.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's probably that's. Yeah, can we? Do all of you have the student's book, or shall I share the screen with the book?
I have.
No, I mean new people, because I know you do have your access. Yeah, okay, lovely. So what we're going to start with, so that the text is about relationships and how we can improve our relationships. I'm not sure, it's not quite clear from the recording, because yeah, I missed the last lesson, and yeah, because we had to change the timetable. The lesson was on Tuesday and I was not available on Tuesday. Yeah, it's not quite clear. Have you discussed the questions about different brands of science, social science, neuroscience? Have you? Yeah. And okay, so can I split you for some small groups? And yeah, I probably should make sure old people meet with new people. And can I ask you to briefly describe or just to briefly retell what the main idea of the text? And new people, you just can follow the text for a couple of minutes, maybe have a look at it, just to get the general idea of what the text is about. Okay, so I'll try to, that's my first ever time doing the breakout sessions.
What page?
19.
Okay. Yeah, we have 12 participants, and if I have 3 groups.
You can assign people manually, so you can choose who to put.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
And then after that, you can even change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can try to assign automatically, and after that, you can correct it a little bit.
Okay, that's probably
May I have page once again. I'm sorry.
19, is it? Did you say 19?
It's the same text we read.
The same, yeah.
Irina, we discussed it last
Okay,
week.
that's why I'm
confused.
You read it. Don't worry, you did.
Yeah, again, yes, a small concept checking question. So, what are you supposed to do? What's the task?
Page 19.
Yeah, you discuss
To
the text.
tell each other what is the text about.
Yeah,
okay.
to
Yeah, just
briefly
the main
retell
idea.
the text.
Yeah, because the next stage, we are going to move to some phrasal verbs and discuss all the activities will be about the phrasal verbs today. Okay, so here we go. Oop.
Okay, Ekaterina, is it all right if I leave, or do you need me for one of the groups? Because I don't know the text anyway.
So it's okay. It's okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thanks, everybody.
okay, okay,
it
bye-bye.
feels like a good time to leave. Enjoy the lesson.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank you.
It's true. Not true.
Okay, sounds good. How many minutes do you need?
Probably it would be better if you tell us.
Yeah, the main idea.
Something.
Well, this topic is telling you about the new relationship between romance and science, and they're describing the couples, and especially at the beginning of the story, they were saying about the family Wilson family, that they're celebrating 75th wedding anniversary.
Yeah, a story of a happy family. And I think what Elena, do you remember what they think the reason for success is, or why they think their marriage was successful?
What helped them keep things fresh?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. Oh, can you find it in the first paragraph? I mean, new participants.
Well, they respected each other. They have always respected each other, and
I think that the main reason is that they always they were not focused on each other that much. They were doing their own things, but always come back afterwards, so to each other, and that was always fresh for them because they did their own things, were busy with their own business or maybe traveling or whatever. And it was this is what helped keep their marriage fresh, because they got some new experiences from different places, from different sources. Yeah, and can I leave you for a moment, and can you have a look at what social scientists think about happiness and happy marriages? How can neuroscience help here and what they do, and a bit of information about online dating and how people are matched to each other in a more compatible way. All right. So if Elena, if you don't remember, just again spend a couple of minutes reading the text.
sounds good.
So they would detect the signs. Researchers work in the field of neuroscience. These are not like expressions, I guess, but just highlighted phrases. And the last one is about, oh, not the last, the next part is about this computer science. Sorry, Marina, can you go on?
I think
Okay,
it's more
sorry,
about
I'm
online
just,
dating.
it's a very good exercise because I realized that I forgot a lot of information.
Yeah, you can spend a couple of minutes just looking through the text again.
It's probably a good idea to read it again quickly. Okay, let's do it. Yes, it's a good exercise, Ekaterina, because we were discussing it, but I almost forgotten.
Okay, I'll leave you for a moment just to check the other group.
Kind of cool, but overall it reminds an arranged marriage because program algorithm is like parents in those cultures who
like matchmakers.
Yeah, like matchmakers, and it's kind of the same.
So it's kind of silly because we believe that this matchmaking stuff and arranged marriages are things of the past, but in fact, like they've just changed their form.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, you're the best group because you remember the content. The other groups didn't remember anything. Maybe it's because there are 3 of you here, and only 1 new participant here. And Natalie, what do you think about healthy, good, happy relationships between partners? Do you think online dating works well?
It depends on people, because sometimes it's difficult. People struggle to take first step, and they just want to do it in the comforts of their homes, and that's why they install different apps, and they like to have a wide range of candidates. Let's put it this way. So, but sometimes people are extroverted people, if we can say it. It's a stereotype, but still. And I don't know, as for me, I can register there only to get some practice, language practice. That's it.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, some people do find partners. Yeah, that's I agree. Yeah, it
Should
can
I
be an
wrap up
option.
the
Why
text or not?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can have a couple of minutes just looking at the text. Because
I read it.
yeah, we
And
have you? All right.
yeah,
So
and the girls did an amazing job. That's why I can wrap it up orally.
okay, and can you? No, there's no need. I mean, can you just? Do you remember the example why Fred and Doreen Wilson think they have a happy marriage?
It's the first couple.
Yeah, do you know the reason why? Why they think it was a happy 75-year-old marriage?
Maria mentioned them, and she kicked our conversation. It was about keeping things fresh.
Yeah,
Just
what people might do to keep things fresh. That's the question to everybody.
Not to spend all the time. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. You start. Yeah, you start. Why not?
No, to spend some time alone, just to go on some maybe spontaneous dates. So that's
really?
Why not?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I doubt. Just to keep things fresh, I should go on a spontaneous date with another man. I don't think my husband
with each other. With each other.
Oh,
with each
really?
other.
With each other.
Let's go out tonight. It's not. It has not been planned.
Yeah.
It's not on the timetable.
To do some spontaneous things.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's
with each other.
Yeah, I think it's really good. Their story tells that they went somewhere to do their own things. And I think it's a really good idea, because when you come back, you have lots of things to tell and share, and that what makes that what keeps the marriage fresh, I think. All right. So if you finished, probably I'll check the other groups. You can discuss maybe some relationships questions for a moment, and I'll come back to it. I'll invite you to the main session in a moment.
Okay.
One of the ways.
Okay, social scientists analyze the wisdom of lifelong partners. Right? And also they are trying to find the answer in the field of neuroscience, where the scientists detect the signs of true romance, scanning the brains.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can see that from the brain activity. Yeah, it can lighten up, I think. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. How does it work? Does it work in your group? Have you discussed the text?
We've been reading.
we've read it.
Yeah,
At least.
yeah, at least, yeah, you get the idea, because there's lots of new vocabulary, and some of them will be mentioned in further activities. So, what's the main message of the text? Question to Polina, to Julia.
Oh, well, that we probably may come back to the idea of arranged marriages. Just the means of arranging these marriages will be modern dating websites instead of the traditional forms, and that science may help us improve the quality of marriage.
Yeah. Okay.
Or it may not help us.
Or may not. Yeah. The writer himself, or I think himself, is rather skeptical about that. Yeah, quite skeptical. All right. So we are going to return to the main. How should I? If I close, so Lily, if I close the
Close the
outro,
groups.
Yes,
the
close
groups,
the group.
yeah, all people come back. Okay.
Yeah, we see that.
Okay. Hello, nice. We are all here, so many people. Wow, gosh. Okay, so the next activities are mostly vocabulary activities. We are going to focus on phrasal verbs. And yeah, you all know what it means. And some of them have different particles. Some of them have one particle. Some of them have more than one. And sometimes you know that we put a pronoun to different places. So I mean, some phrasal verbs can be separable, so you can separate them, or some of them can't. So that's the focus of this lesson, on how to use phrasal verbs correctly. Yeah, can we all go? So probably it's easy if I share the screen now. If you don't, okay, how should I do that? Yeah.
At the bottom, demonstration.
Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, I don't see you now. So if I share my screen, oh no, I see. Oh no, I don't. You somehow. Oh, okay, here you are. All right. So that's the other page. Should I make it a bit bigger?
It's okay.
Yeah. If you want, you can read it from your books. That's a rule about. So let me choose the blue color. So that's a short information about phrasal verbs. Yeah, can we have a look at some examples from our texts and previous texts as well? So get on, we don't separate it, we don't use it with any objects. Come up with, again, if we use anything later, it comes next. Or, so if you have a look here, we form part of commonly used phrases. There are some of them that are used in passive. Can you think of any examples that can be used only in passive? Phrasal verbs mostly used in passive.
I'm fed up.
To be fed up with, or be subjected to, the one we're going to meet a bit later. Okay, or the brochure was beautifully laid out. A good example here as well. Yes, most of them have more than one meaning. And many of them require some object pronouns. And sometimes they can be between the verb, or sometimes after it. All right, is that clear? Okay, so can we now focus on exercise 6? Oh, well. Do you need it from my screen, or is it okay if you look in your materials?
It's good to have a screen.
Yours, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if because my idea was to put you in pairs, to break you into pairs, and discuss different expressions, different phrasal verbs in pairs. How should I? I'm not sure if you're going to see, but yeah, let's.
The screen will
disappear.
Yeah, will disappear after that. And let's try. It's interesting.
Okay. So parametry, really, no.
Do you have such an option of sharing and separating at the same time?
So okay, that's probably good. Okay, so that should be automatic. 4 groups, yeah. Two, 3 people. So, and you don't see any screens, right? So you can't see the screen. Now, can you? Can you see the screens? And Irina, there will be one more participant. I think Polina. Oi. Okay, so did you get the task? I mean, exercise 6, you need to think about good collocations with phrasal verbs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you don't know the meaning, just wait to the whole class discussion or look them up.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Shall I help with the first one?
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
Okay, okay.
Do it. How do you normally do it? From the first task, and after that you choose the verb, yes? Or you choose the verb and try to match it with the definition.
Don't know, it's up to you. Everyone has their own strategy.
Is that difficult or is that okay?
Екаterina, we checked this exercise last week.
Yeah, that's exercise 6, where you match phrasal verbs to make new collocations.
Yeah, we did it last week, and it was our homework actually.
It was not in the video.
Really?
No, you stopped.
Really?
Yeah, you stopped. The video lasts 60 minutes, and you stopped at exercise 5 in the video. That's what I saw. Oh, you did?
Sorry.
Or there were probably 2 parts, and do you remember that I had to re-enter the room?
No, but we checked this. We checked this task in the very end.
That's why I thought it was at the beginning. There was no discussion of the text, and there was no reading time. I thought probably you started the recording later. That's why I thought that's
it wasn't
the end of.
That I started the recording. I started the recording from the beginning, and then my computer just froze. And I decided not to. Download the first recording because it would take memory of my computer again, and I have to start the lesson again.
So. Yeah. If you've done it, can you just make new phrases, just to use some of them and help the new participant?
We'll just listen to Leonora and new phrases. That's fine.
Can provide some new examples, and why not?
We haven't done it, so it's very nice to repeat. You know, it's so nice to revise.
Yeah, and what about number 7? Have you done it as well? And have you checked you haven't?
No, no, we didn't discuss.
Oh, yeah, we'll move to it. Yeah, quickly.
So,
yeah. All right.
Sound out, voters.
Yeah, sound out. Sounds good.
Yeah, and what it means when you sound, people sound out something. It means
you finally formulate what you want to say.
Yeah, they want to reveal from you, right?
Yes. Indirectly. Sometimes.
Yeah, maybe, in more in an indirect way. Good.
Mm-hmm. So it may be both like inform somebody and speak about. Or they get wrong.
Yeah, in this context, it's only when you find something out from other people.
Mm-hmm.
So sound out voters, your views, right? This is number 4, I think. Yeah, the members of the board, or you don't know this stuff, and who the staff members are, and you sound them out indirectly somehow. Выведать.
Yeah.
That sound out. Yeah. Okay, nice job. So I just realized Lilia told me that you did this activity, but it wasn't the recording. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, it's because there was a breakage in the connection, and Lilia had to enter the room again, and the recording stopped.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the reason. I didn't know that you started, right? But okay, yeah, revision. What you can do, you can supply new participants with some new examples. So can you make new examples with some phrasal verbs?
I didn't do this activity.
Oh,
I
you didn't
remember this, really.
The girls did.
I don't remember missing the last class. The previous.
Yeah, there was confusion. There's a bit of mess up today. Yeah, it's, you know.
Probably I really missed it, but I don't remember now.
Okay.
So it's the first time. So can we
to, you know, be subjected to anything of number 5, it actually works very well. I don't know, like be subjected, I don't know how to explain it.
So in Russian it's подвергаться чему-то. Usually it's negative. So you are exposed to something which is not very pleasant. And yeah, it's number 2 you're discussing. You are subjected to a thorough examination. Imagine somebody is going to examine your ability to speak English thoroughly, and you are subjected to it. It's not really pleasant. Okay.
So it's number 2, yes.
Yeah, it's number 2, yes.
Okay.
How many of them have you done?
We are not.
Just help.
Yeah, I have already prepared a Quizlet set with all phrasal verbs mentioned here, and I'll show it in a moment. So don't worry, you'll have plenty of practice in Quizlet.
Okay. So, and then number 5 should be narrowed down, maybe.
Absolutely, you are right. Can you make any phrases or any sentences with any of the collocation? Maybe
Like the detective is narrowing down the list of suspects.
Yeah, absolutely. Or the teacher is going to narrow down our students' topics. Yeah, that's for writing an essay. Giga essay. Essays. Okay, very good. Any more?
So the last one is end up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, end up in trouble, end up homeless. Again, Polina or Alena, can you produce a new sentence using any of the collocations?
I think so,
have you
yes,
ever ended up getting in bed at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah.
After when we were young, and maybe
in August I ended up going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning after a hen party.
A hen party, really? Wow, fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, 4 o'clock or maybe even later. New Year celebrations usually end up getting in bed very, very early in the morning rather than late at night. Okay, have you finished?
I think we're not sure about number 4.
Okay, number 4 is sound out. Which means reveal information from people, find something out from people in a indirect way. In Russian, it's like выведать, разузнать, разнюхать, sound out. And you can, if you, for example, don't know the members of the board, you can sound out the members of the board. You may sound them out by asking some people who know this information. It may be a secret, and you sound it out. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, if not, yeah, again, there will be a bit more practice. Okay, I think, yeah, we should finish the, oh. Okay, so all of us are here. Do you have any questions? Have you managed to complete task 6? I mean,
yeah.
Have you managed to do all the collocations? Yeah.
Yes, but it was difficult for us to translate sound out voters. We were trying not only complete the task, but translate to make it absolutely clear.
Yeah, I think it's more like we did it.
Yeah, to know the opinion of.
Yeah, maybe the opinion or who the voters are. Oh, don't you think? It's not quite clear from the without the context. But maybe who the voters are. Why not? Выведать этих голосующих.
Yeah, and we
couldn't
think of any new collocations with the same phrasal verbs. Sorry.
Yeah, and just to announce that I have already prepared a Quizlet set according to the lexical approach, you know, where the definition is given in English and with some collocations with gaps. So you have to think, and let me just show it. In a moment, yeah, we're probably going to do it. Quizlet, where's Quizlet? Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably know that the best option, there are different options that you can do in Quizlet. And my recommendation would be to start with cards. And here how we can work on them. So we are not going to do it right now. We'll come back to it in a moment because there are more phrasal verbs that are used in exercise 6. So we need to do exercise 7 first, and then if we have time we can start here, or if not, I'll send you a link to the Quizlet. It's already actually in our class and posted in Google Classroom.
Ekaterina, I will give you the rights of a teacher in Google Classroom, and you can post the link to the Quizlet into the Google Classroom too.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. So what you see, there is a definition to deal successfully with a problem, blah, blah, blah. And then we have, I don't remember this, what's the name of this sign in English? Kind of tilde? Do you remember the word in English? I don't. A kind of gap, okay? Place to stay, a visa, our differences. And what I really like is they suggest using some context. So when the kitchen is finished, I'm going to focus my attention on the garden and get that sorted out. And that what really helps you to remember the word. So, and if you don't remember, yeah, you just click and you see the right answer. And with the telephone, I really like it. You can swipe it to the left if you don't remember it, or to the right if you remember already. So with mobile version of Quizlet, that's absolutely fantastic. All right. Can we move on now with some more phrasal verbs? So what we've got, can you have a look maybe as a whole class and check if you remember the meaning of all phrasal verbs given here? Because the task for us will be later to think about where, if we replace the noun with a pronoun, should we put it in the middle between the verb and the particle, or should we put it at the very end? Can you have a look if you know all the meanings? If not, I'll help. And think about how to divide them into two groups. Pronoun comes between, or pronoun comes after the particle.
Could you share the screen, please? My laptop died, so I can't.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not here yet. Yeah, or yeah, just I'll find the right page. Oh, куда ты убежала? Sorry. Oh no.
Up again.
Yeah, here we are. This is a list of phrasal verbs that we divided into 2 parts. I'll make them bigger.
I think there are 2 sentences where they can't be splitted.
Okay.
We can't split embark on, I think, and stick to.
Yeah, we can't. You're right. Yeah. There's one more that can't be split.
What about take over?
Go through.
Go through.
Yeah, let's go through. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can we now listen to check our answers? Just to see some examples with pronouns. Yeah, and in this case, I'm going to share my sound, right? And you don't see my screen. So when I share the sound, you can't see my screen, right?
The new restrictions. Oh, they brought them in last year.
Can you hear well?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start again.
1.
The new restrictions. Oh, they brought them in last year.
2. He's not just messing up his own career, he's dragging us down as well. 3.
We realised as soon as we embarked on it that it was a good strategy.
4. He made millions, but then gave it all away. 5.
Life brings many changes, and I've gone through them all.
6. The buildings aren't fit to live in anymore, so they've decided to knock them down. 7.
It's quite an ambitious plan, so make sure you set it out clearly.
8. There's a big recycling centre there. They set it up a few years ago. 9.
If those are your principles, you've got to stick to them.
10. I can never get in the bathroom in the morning. She totally takes it over.
Okay, was it okay? Did you get the meaning of phrasal verbs? Okay, now we're going again to split into small groups and discuss using the vocabulary from the lesson. So different phrasal verbs, and yeah, try to give some personal experience examples, and yeah, hope it will work. And again, I break you into different. Yeah, I think, yeah. So if I need to change, I only can change manually, right?
We shouldn't do the exercise 9, no? We just free discussion. We should try to use phrasals.
Yeah, the task is it just to use phrasal verbs?
Yeah, that will be a good discussion with some really good questions. And the idea is to use some phrasal verbs from the unit and try, probably as the focus is to use pronouns, try to first use a noun and then replace it with a pronoun using the phrasal verb. Okay?
I don't get it. No.
I mean, in number 9, there are 5 questions for you to discuss in your smaller groups.
So
yeah, while doing it, yeah, use the phrasal verbs with pronouns rather than nouns.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
I got it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, shall I read the question for you? Can you see the questions in exercise 9?
Yeah.
How important do you think is it to stick to your principles? Can you think of times when maybe it's better to abandon them?
Just give me a second, please.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Okay, so Polina, what do you think? Do you think it's important? to stick to principles, or it might not be beneficial for other people?
So for me, it's important to stick to principles, unless they don't harm maybe other people.
Yeah, they don't bother other people.
Yes, and maybe only in that case you cannot stick to them. Yes. And maybe abandon them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very important for classwork with the teachers. I mean, for teachers, they can't change their principles quite often, because if they do, children don't understand what rules to follow, what to do, what to obey, what to disobey. Yeah, it's really important for some professions.
Yeah.
And Alena, what do you think? Do you think there are some situations when we can abandon them?
I don't know. Sometimes I think that it's not that important to stick to your principles, because when it comes to something serious and you using the same principles, you cannot go through new changes and get a new result.
Yeah,
get the same result as was before.
Yeah, I think it's more about human relationships. So if you stick to your principles in a marriage, that will never last. I think. Yeah, maybe. Maybe mistake. That's just my opinion. Because we have to adjust to different situations and different people. Okay, so you see, you move on. Yeah, I'll leave you for now. Okay.
So. Okay. Number 2, right? Do you know?
It's especially difficult because sometimes you need to be very flexible. Don't have any. How can you say it? It's a kind of установка. It would be in Russian.
Attitudes.
Attitudes.
Okay.
Attitudes, they will interfere.
So let's move on to number 2. Shall we?
Do you know anyone who's ever quit their job and embarked on a whole new career? I know. I quit my job. I worked in an office, and when I gave birth to a child, I take a maternity leave, and after that I embarked on a whole new career of a teacher.
Okay.
Oh, actually, same here. I used to work as a manager, and I organized various international events for young.
Anyone who's ever quit their job and embarked on a whole new career?
I don't know such person, or at least I can't think of such a person, but yesterday I attended my friend's birthday, my colleague's birthday, and what did she do? She quit her job 2 months ago and just took her rucksack, tent, and went traveling around Russia.
So she embarked on a new life experience. Can we say that?
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, thank you for changing.
As for my acquaintances and friends, one of my mom's friends had been working as an accountant for 15 years. Then she got bored and she decided to move into real estate.
Their jobs.
No.
I think.
My brother.
What does he do?
One job all his life.
Yeah. My brother is a steward all his life.
Okay. It's a rare thing, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you remember a time you ended up spending more than you planned to?
Oh, a lot of times.
All the time, yeah.
Yeah, especially in August. Yeah, you realize, yeah, your salary will come in October because, yeah, you spend all your holiday money.
And especially in bookstores.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Teachers like buying books.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Okay, any more examples?
Probably when you go on holiday, it happens sometimes because it's hard to predict how much money you will end up spending.
Yeah, and did you go on holiday this summer?
No, unfortunately not. But I hope to go on holiday in winter at least.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Some hot places. All right. So I think you are the fastest because all the groups are discussing the second question.
Oh.
Number 3 for some reason. Thank you.
Yeah, and can you share a bit about people you know who had to quit their job and embarked on their own new career?
Like the example with the babysitter.
Yeah, my brother's wife was quite a successful bank manager, but now she's a babysitter. But it was a necessity, actually, because her bank collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the babysitter that I had for my daughter used to be a big boss at an international company, but she got retired and decided to do something that she likes. So,
Wow. Yeah, it seems bank accountants, they lack that human relationship thing. Yeah, they need some attention and care, and yeah, that's probably. Okay, so yeah, just please do finish.
Okay. So, let's take number 3 maybe. I think we skipped it.
Yeah, number 3. Yeah.
Which people you know have been through
of moving was the biggest change, and she has successfully been through it, so it was nice. Gone through it, yeah.
So number 4, can you remember time you end up spending more money than you were planned to? Yes, I remember, when I was actually in February, I was in Spain and I was supposed to spending like 500 euros, but because of my friend, she's a big spender, and instead of traveling and enjoying the cities, we have decided to spend most of the time in the shops. And of course, we didn't stick to our principles, and we went to a huge time. Yeah, it was kind of, we didn't finish, and we already, stopped.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I'm sorry for just stopping the lovely discussions. You'll have more opportunities next Monday.
Yeah, time is up.
It was just the beginning.
Katerina, thank you very much. It was very difficult because the group appeared to be too large.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't expect any new participants. Yeah, that's absolutely.
But it was nice. It doesn't matter for you, yes, how many people. I think you managed it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's even more interesting when I had lessons with 3 people.
yeah. Group dynamics is The only problem that worried me is that if I have 4 groups, I can't spend much time with any of the group, and you work with different pace. And some of you already finished, some of them are just at the beginning, and I don't know. Yeah, I should think of what might.
Let us know if we are too slow or too fast. You can
tell us. I think I mentioned in one of the groups that they are too fast and some of them are too slow. Yeah, and you don't see each other, and that's why you can't feel that timing. And probably I should set the time limit better. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Sorry, girls. I have a question, a provocative question. And my question is to new members. Why should we have such a big group? Why not to have 2 groups of 6? Why not?
Yeah,
that's
possible
what
at the same time, but set the different conference number.
yeah, that might
Yeah,
be. Why not? Yeah. So that's what Anita mentioned in the beginning. She said if you feel you are a too big group, yeah, she can split at the same time for different rooms.
I am okay. Personally, I am okay. But what's the reason for that? If
yeah, especially because these are online lessons, so it doesn't matter. Like we don't need a room or something.
We had an experience of working in 4 and 6, right? And it was very comfortable and pleasant, and we had a lot of time to discuss everything. Probably we should come up with this idea. Why not to have groups of 12? We can have simultaneously 2 conferences at Monday on Monday 11. And imagine my idea. Everyone should be a teacher for 1 month. There are 12 of us. Some of us will be waiting for he or her turn.
For a year, which is lovely.
Actually, I didn't know. I am ready. I am happy to experience everything, right?
Okay, let's work as a whole group. I mean, we'll see how it works next lesson because, yeah, I'll be more prepared for so many people. And that's my first ever experience in teaching groups online. So I'm just starting and practicing with you.
Yeah. Nice experience to have such a group because
I think the more I mean we've got more input when we have more people. It's more interesting, it's more engaging, and it might happen that some of us can't be present at lessons, and that's why there can be fewer people. Why not? Yeah, we can try. So if it does not work, if new people feel they're not comfortable with us, they can just make their own group.
Do we have any homework?
Yeah, workbook, I guess, and there will be a Quizlet set for you to practice. There will be, phrasal verbs from both exercises are together, and the most valuable part is cards when you have to remember the phrasal verb of just to retrieve it from your memory. Okay, that's the most.
So sorry for interrupting, but suddenly. I realized I remember lesson with Lilia when we had 3 people, and I remember that was easier to talk.
Okay.
I just realized that.
Okay, let's have this experience. It's
when you have small group, I didn't know what I feel about having huge and small group. I was just okay, and suddenly something.
Okay, maybe
happened in my head.
We should ask new people. What do you feel actually about all of this?
It's the first experience, so it's difficult to say.
So you
I'm definitely for smaller groups.
Okay, so we shoot a message to Anita then.
Okay, let's have September in a big group, right? And probably in the end of September we should.
There's too many choices. We are lost.
I will definitely miss the next lesson because I am not sure that I will be so enthusiastic to have a lesson in Italy. And probably I'll be somewhere else.
Okay, we'll see. Yeah, next lesson maybe we'll see again. Yeah, because Anita, she may invite some more people. Who knows? I don't know. It's like
people, of course, but I think it's a good experience for the teacher. Yeah, it's easy for me to say because I'm not the one, but it's a good experience. And at the second point is that you just separate people into the rooms all the same.
Yeah. I mean, but even separating was a kind of a mess because I don't know the names, the levels, nothing, and
Of course, I will get used to it, of course, to the number of people. But when I know that other people can speak, can share their opinions, then I can be just, I can just watch the lesson.
Yeah,
And the
process
main
and
idea of this lesson is to activate our passive, as I see my aim here. And it doesn't happen. So slowly, but probably in a lesson, I will skip just because I need to put my son asleep, or just because I'm not in a mode, or because I don't need to be active here because other people speak. So it's just my honest.
Whole class discussions definitely will be worse. I mean, less effective for each of us. Yeah, group discussions are the same.
Is it if you put us into the groups of 2 people, Irina, you will have to communicate all the
You will
same.
have to, yeah. That
Yeah.
might be a better work, yeah.
So it's,
But probably when we are working with group, it's fine working in 2 or 3 people. But at the same time, probably as a students, I need to be more in contact with the teacher. Why not?
Yeah, ask more questions.
Or
maybe
in
if it's
contact
not
with your
clear.
classmates.
Ask more questions, ask for help. Or
you can
I
ask
need
for
advice.
help. You can press this button and ask Katerina to come.
Lila, it just takes me brave. I need brave to share my opinion with always different people.
So many people.
Yeah, but partners is
we'll
not
become friends soon.
I
We'll
like,
be friends
I love
soon.
the same people.
Still,
a long time.
Leonora and Julia, and what do you think about all this stuff?
Yes, and
I like smaller groups, if you ask me, because again, more attention to each other, more attention from the teacher, and in general, it is more comfortable when it's the whole group discussion. Nobody, not nobody, but there is less chance to interrupt each other or make it a mess. So I would agree to separate this group into
I think we discussed it. I don't know why Anita decided to change that.
And
I think we discussed that 6 is the maximum, but it turned out to be completely different.
And Eleonora, what can you say about it?
It's okay, but the only problem is I think that I should be more prepared for the next, because we were on different steps here, and it was the first time I saw the group, the test, and for me,
that's strange, yeah.
Okay.
To join people
probably,
who have never seen
as a teachers, we should think, as an online teacher, we should think about pros and cons of big groups, small groups, and probably we should invent some techniques, ideas.
Yeah, to give more attention to every student.
On the one hand, it's cool that teacher can have experience of complexes.
Guys, I really have to go. Sorry.
Yeah, and just one more announcement. So like next week, next Monday, I'm starting my university lessons, and actually my first class finishes at 11:10. I'll do my best to finish earlier, but still I can start at 11:05 or maybe at 11:10. So don't just join it at 11. So 11:05 would be probably better. I need a couple of minutes to switch on my computer and to start the lesson.
Okay.
Yeah, because the bell will be a bit even later.
Yeah.
I'll be from my office.
I have a lesson in the morning too, so I really have to run back home.
Sorry, probably we should start 11:15.
11:15. Let's just fix that.
Is it comfortable for everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, if it's okay, all right. Yeah, that would be a best.
11:15. Okay.
Yeah, 11:15 is fine.
Yeah, it's good. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you very much. So thank you. Bye. Enjoy your week. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.